This is TWiT.
All right, so Rivian makes two vehicles, or will make two vehicles, the R1T and the R1S. That's the R1T. You can think of it as truck, and the S is SUV. The truck is a pickup, obviously, with a pretty big cab. It's smaller than an F-150. It's kind of like between the F-150 and a Maverick size, but it's still quite big, especially if you've used to driving SUVs or whatever. And so on the screen, we're taking a look at the frunk. It's huge.
That's the best thing about electric vehicles. There's no engine, so you get a big frunk.
Yeah,
a trunk in the front.
And that's a nice thing for pickups because you don't really have any lock space in the back. I mean, this one has like space everywhere.
Look at that! That's cool. Yeah. Push a button, the charging port opens. It's got fast
and it charges
charging.
Fast.
Yeah,
very fast charging. So it charges at like 240 kilowatts, which is like as fast as Tesla or even Porsche right now. It's a bigger battery pack, so it doesn't fill up quite as quick, but it's it's getting there. So anyway, we went up. They had us go up this crazy Breckenridge mountain trail, and usually the car adventures they take you on are like a ride around the track at the headquarters or something.
Right.
This was like a real adventure. Then they pulled the camp kitchen out of the middle of the truck, and all of a sudden you're doing you're cooking food, you're washing dishes, you're doing all kinds of stuff like that. So there it is on the screen.
That's in the truck?
In the truck. Yeah,
it's
a $5,000 option. You don't need to have it.
No, but I would get it. That's awwly cool.
Yeah,
that is so dang cool.
It comes out of the side. It's a little kitchen.
And it's an induction oven. So
you're kidding.
You don't have to get the Bosch. So they cooked us up.
I'll park this in our kitchen. It's great. It's brilliant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Easy.
Easy peasy.
And we went on a crazy mountain. It was tons of fun with one pedal driving, as you know, Leo.
I love that.
Cars. You just drive with one pedal. You're going up a big hill.
How's the low gear? Because that's always an issue.
So it's called rock climb mode, and it goes quite slow, but it's very torquey, and you can basically go up like a wall of a hill. So.
This car has personality. I know the headlights were a little controversial when they announced this a few years ago, but it's cute.
Yeah. And so, it does everything, right? And then you take it on the street and you hit sport mode, it drops down like 7 or 8 inches from its like highest point, and you're booking, like you're going 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. So you're pretty much like Tesla area, high speed. And they've done all kinds of stuff with the suspension because, frankly, most pickup drivers are mostly just driving around a pickup on the street.
Yeah. They think they have off-road aspirations.
Right. So, but this thing is crazy on the street too. And It's also very roomy, and it's got tons of like little Easter eggs. Like there's a Bluetooth speaker that's also a lantern that's just built in. There's a flashlight in the doorway that's, like always charged.
It's just like the perfect camping vehicle, isn't it?
Yeah, they really market it well toward the adventure lifestyle.
Yeah,
and they got me.
It looks like it has a tent.
There's a tent option as well, and it can go on the roof or on the bed. And it has everything: you snowboard, skis, like bikes. You can put anything on there. It's just so cool. Like there's just so many possibilities. Of course, am I going to do all that stuff? Probably not. Like, so there's also an SUV version of it called the R1S, and that's supposed to start production in January. And I was like, it's got a third row. It doesn't have the the kitchen in it, but it's got a third row. So my kids and my dog and everybody could be, in there, and we could take it to Vermont.
So you could have a family or a kitchen, but not both.
Right.
In your review, you were really excited about the battery recovery that it does. Can you tell us
about that?
What's that?
You mean the regen?
Yeah. So you're going downhill and you get some of your battery back, right?
Oh, yeah. So we climbed a mountain, and we're at the top of the mountain, and I look at the range I have, and then we go down the mountain, and I've got a lot more range, like, 30 or 40 miles more range. And it's like I know what regen is. I don't usually go up mountains in my vehicles, but in this particular case, like I regened like a whole like commute just going down the hill. And, you know, this was not like a street. It was like going down a, you know, rocky pass. So I thought it was cool.
That's one of the great things about electric vehicles is instead of braking, you can actually put more power back into the battery. This would be the first vehicle I ever bought because it has a great kitchen. This looks
does have a great kitchen.
This is awesome.
It's a really well done one too. Like it's not just, you know,
I want this kitchen.
Coleman or something.
No,
this would be cool.
This would be better than an RV. You put the tent on top, you go anywhere. Yeah. Oh man!
It's nice.
Now, how does this compete with the F-150, the new electric F-150? Because that's
I also drove in that one.
Yeah.
The F-150 is huge and fast. It reminds me of like a work truck, you know, like a.
Well, in fact, it's really interesting to see how Rivian's positioned itself against the Lightning, which is, you know, we're the one for people recreational purposes, and the F-150, you know, it's got power for your tools. It's you know, it's that one of the ads shows the house, the lights going off in the house, so you plug the house into the truck, and the truck powers the house. It's a different market, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah,
and it's wide open right now. So these companies are.
Yeah, we don't know what's going to. Yeah, what's. I mean, who knew that an electric kitchen would be a selling
possible?
It's
true.
Wow, how much is the Rivian?
So they start at like 70,000.
Okay, they're expensive,
and that's after. Yeah, they're quite expensive, and that's with some stuff and after the federal tax credit. I think, you know, the official starting price is 67,000, and then 7,500 you get off from the taxes. So the truck you can get actually for around 60,000, the R1T, after tax credit. So that's kind of their, you know, their advertising point.
But the kitchen's only an additional 5,000. So
5,000, yeah,
that's a pretty good deal. Yeah.
I don't know.
I could just see I'm not a camper. But man, if they just put a bathroom in this thing, I'd be set.
There's the great outdoors.
Yeah, you don't need a bathroom. That's where you're going. Nature's bathroom.
Right.
Rivian R1T, and you said the R1S is the SUV. And when are they going to be out? You can pre-order now.
So they just started coming off the line. I think the first few deliveries are happening now.
Wow. And
then the R1S, which is the SUV, starts manufacturing at the very end of this year, and deliveries will start in January.
I am actually very excited. I think electric vehicles are taking off, and I will say thank you to Elon and thank you to Tesla, because without Elon's kind of taking a big gamble with Tesla, I don't know if electric vehicles would be as far down the line as they are today. But you no longer, even though I think people still. Tesla's still the best seller. You no longer have to buy a Tesla if you want to buy a nice electric vehicle, and that's rapidly changing. There's some great electric vehicles out there.